welcome, this is Medvedev from RoboLabs. How to clean the RoboSugar 20 twin after caramel popcorn machine. First we need to understand which part we will clean. First we will need to clean the plastic basket. We need to clean the kettle from the outside and from the inside. We need to clean the body of the machine. We need to clean the conveyor belt, and we need to clean the tray. So let's see all this step by step and get it clean. Usually when you're done with the popcorn, you will see a lot of popcorn which is full, which is drops. This is a part of the aftermation. When the popcorn basket dump the plain popcorn inside the kettle, some kernels, some popped popcorn will just fall on the floor, and you have to just vacuum it. Also, you will need to replace some kernels which can also fall here on that part and here in this part. Then you will need to clean the popcorn tray. All broken popcorn, all broken part, the wings of the popcorn will just fall here. And we recommend to clean it the same day, in the end of the day, because if you will leave this popcorn for a while, for example, I leave it for a weekend, what will happen? It become chewy and it will take the moisture from the outside, so it's difficult to remove it. In this case, try to clean it just when you finish the day. If you need to clean the tray, just vacuum or just remove the husk, the broken popcorn, the wings and the unpopped kernel from the tray. But if you forget and the trash sticks to each other, you can use this item for cleaning purposes. Once you clean the tray, you can put it back on the rails. Now we have to clean the kettle from the inside, and this can be tricky. To make it easier, we will use the life hack. We will not clean the kettle from inside with our hands manually. We will use the energy of the water and the steam. For this reason, close the kettle by the lid. So usually we do not use the lid during making the caramel. we just hold it here. So this is the standard position for the lid. But in the cleaning mode, yeah, we will need to take the lid and cover the machine. Added not more than 1 gallon of water. When you do it in the end of the day, when the kettle is warm, be careful, because the kettle is still very hot and the water can easily turn into the steam and you can have it burned. So add the water in the hot kettle very carefully. If you do it when your kettle is calmed down, you can just add the water and then turn the machine. We will just turn the machine in the standard heating mode. And we will wait until the temperature in the kettle will be almost boiling temperature. So what will happen? We will turn on the machine in the heating mode and the water inside the kettle will be warmer, it will be hot, and when it will be almost boiling temperature, we will just turn the machine off. We will need the basket. We will put it on a conveyor belt, and once the temperature of the water is almost boiling, we will let the machine for a few hours. The hot water and the steam inside the kettle will clean everything from inside, and then we will turn machine in the maintenance mode, drop the kettle down, all water will go to the basket, and then we will lift up the kettle. When the water in the kettle is almost boiled, so it will be about 100 degrees in Celsius, you will see some steam and vapor. Just turn on the machine and leave it for few hours. The more you will leave the machine, the cleaner it will be inside the kettle. So right now the hot steam and the water just clean everything, the caramel, the husk, everything from inside. Let's see in a couple of hours what it will look like. Now the kettle is a little bit cooled down, and let's take a look what the water and the steam did. Almost clean. Really good job. We didn't use any solutions and we have almost clean sides and the bottom. Now we need to dump out the water. For this case we turn off the machine. We have some basket for the hot oil. Remove the lid. And go to the maintenance mode. Press the upper button, hold it, turn on the machine and wait until all 3 buttons are flashing. How to turn the machine in the maintenance mode? Press the upper button and switch the machine and continue to hold. When you see all 3 buttons flashing, this is the maintenance mode. If you press second button, the kettle will goes down. So this is the way how we will dump out the dirty water from the kettle. But be careful, you don't have to make kettle like this position, because in this case all the water will just splash. You have to turn off the machine when the kettle will be at the horizontal position. And the third button is for the kettle goes up. So when you press the upper button, the kettle will goes up. This is how we will put kettle in the beginning position. So this button will dump the kettle, but we have to stop the machine when the position of the kettle will be almost horizontal. Let's try. I'm ready to turn off the machine. So the kettle will now goes down all the way. And a little bit too early, but it's not really a big problem. Almost all water goes to the basket, but still some part of the water will go to the tray on the bottom. That's okay. So right now, turn on the machine again and leave the kettle back. That's it. If you will find that the kettle is still pretty dirty, you can just repeat the separation. Add some water, cover it with the lid, turn on the machine and boil the water, leave for a couple of minutes and then dump the water. Just don't forget to turn on the machine while your kettle moving down, so your water will not splash all the way down. So let's take a look what is inside. The bottom is almost clean. And what about the water? This is all the dirt that was inside the kettle, and we clean it just without any solutions. And stop. So don't forget to stop the kettle at the horizontal position, so it will not splash all the water on the conveyor belt and on the tray. If you have a lot of burns at the bottom of the kettle, you can use the solutions. For example, you can use the Heat and Clean from the gold medal. It's just a powder, 1 teaspoon of the solution and half of the gallon of the water. Add it, cover with the lid and turn the machine into the heating stage. Or if you don't have that type of solution, you can just use the easiest solution from the Walmart. This one works pretty well on the stones, and it will also clean the stainless steel kettle from the inside. But be careful, if you have the older model of the RoboSugar 20 with the aluminum kettle, do not use this one on the aluminum. Please read the manuals of the solutions before you use them and before you will apply it on the RoboSugar. If you have any question about which models of the RoboSugar you have, which type of solution you should use, you can just contact us by the support at robolabs.pro. If you decide to clean the kettle from the inside with the solutions, don't forget about the safety reasons. Use the rubber gloves, glasses and the respirators. Shake well and apply at the bottom. Once you made a foam, just leave the foam at the bottom of the kettle for a couple of hours and then use the brush. So now it's time to clean the bottom and which brushes are okay and which brushes are not. The metal brushes are not okay for the kettle because you will make a lot of scratches. This type is almost okay, but try to not scratch the bottom of the kettle too much. And this one will be the best solution because it cleans very gently. So now it's time to add the water and then just continue the process. Add the water, go to the maintenance mode and just dump out the kettle. Let's check the cleanness of the kettle again. Now the kettle is almost clean. All we need to do just remove this husk manually, and that's it. If you have a hard time with cleaning the bottom of the kettle, for example, you have a lot of husk on the bottom or a lot of burns, and the mixer, it doesn't allow you to clean everything from the bottom, you can just easily replace the whole mixer. Just unscrew one button. It should work on a clockwise. Then pull. And that's it. The mixer can look very clean from the one side, but at the same time it can be pretty dirty from the other side. So once you remove it, you can just use a brush and wipe it. So now when you replace the mixer, you have more space to clean the whole bottom of the kettle and make it really clean. Once you clean the mixer, it's time to put it back. Be sure that you save all the gasket from inside. There will be 3 gaskets. First will come from here, and another 2 will stay at this part. So it should be the silicone gasket on the bottom and the Toroplast gasket upon silicone. Put the mixer, then you have to rotate it manually. And it will be very important to find the correct place. So now this is correct situation. Take the nut and just fix it. Done. You install the mixer at the back position. Cleaning the conveyor belt. Cleaning the conveyor belt is a big problem, and it's not about only the RoboSugar 20, this is about the whole conveyor belt system. For example, pizza ovens, chocolate machines, which make the caramel belt to spread the chocolate on the cookies, on the sweets. The problem with the conveyor is just, it's endless. And if you need to remove the conveyor belt, it's just a headache, because you need to remove one wiring, and this is difficult. Then take the whole conveyor belt, clean it, then put it back installed, and then put that wiring again. And to be honestly, only rare amount of the people can install the wiring back at the very same position. So what is our options? We have 2 options. First, if you have a washing vacuum cleaner, that will be your option number 1. And if you have the power wash, that will be the option number 2. Let's see how it works. You will need to add some water and add some standard solution. Then take the tool and that's it. will need to move the conveyor belt so you can clean the conveyor from the other side. What you have to do? Turn on the machine and then just go through all 3 stages. Stage number 1, then stage number 2, then stage number 3. And the conveyor belt will start moving. Turn it off and then you move the conveyor belt, continue the washing. It's very important during the washing that you have your tray under. So the old dirty water will go to the tray. Once you clean, take the sponges or just napkins and wipe everything to the clean condition. And the option number 2, if you are lucky and if you had a power wash and some backyard, you can clean the conveyor belt just in 5 minutes using the power wash. Let's see how it works. While cleaning the machine with the power wash, lock the wheels and be careful. Do not wash the electromotors. Do not wash the electromotors. Do not wash the electric compartment. And do not wash the power board. So the only area you will wash it is the conveyor belt and this rotating metal stuff, and that's it. So you can wash here, you can wash here, you can wash there, underneath, you can wash here, and that's it. And when you work with the power wash on the outside, of course, you have to remove the tray. So for example, with the brushes we can clean that metal axle, and we can clean this white fluoroplast stuff, this white fluoroplast stuff, and for example this long white drum, because there is conveyor belt upon it. But with the power wash, let's see. If your RoboSugar 20 is really old, dirty, and you have a lot of oil leaks here, and all other inside the machine, you can use not only the water, you can use also these 2 solutions. Spray it before, wait for a while, then take the sponge, wipe it, and then power wash again. And when you dry your RoboSugar 20, if you want to make it shine again, like a metal shine, this solution, spray it, wipe it with a cloth tissue, and your machine will look just like a new. So now you know more about how to clean your RoboSugar 20. If you have more questions, you can contact us.